What's up, YouTube? We back at it again. Another reaction. Airplay Beast, Lon Chi. And today we reacting to Elvis and the Black Community Part 2. We got a lot of requests to do this one. So here we go.
Oh, well, let me just say this. And our mom, we mentioned our mom in the first Elvis in the Ghetto Part 1. And she loved it and loved all the reactions that we gave because it was all truth and it was all real. And she is anticipating part 2 as well as I hope you are. So let's go.
And she doesn't know how to use YouTube, but she commented to us.
She sure did.
She left a long comment with us.
She sure did.
And a like.
She sure did.
Here we go.
The first time I met Elvis, I was in Las Vegas in the 70s. I was the conductor and music director for B.B. King, the blues act. We were opening in the Las Vegas Hilton's main room as the opening act for him. Well, we had no idea Elvis was there, nor did she, so we were watching her act from backstage, and in her act she walked around the main room in the audience, and she always stopped at this certain table.
That morning when I walked into the dining room, I spoke. I said, "Good morning." He said, "Good morning." I said, "What are we going to have for breakfast this morning?" He said, "Fried peanut butter and banana sandwich." And I looked at him. I said, "What?" He said, "Fried peanut butter and banana sandwich." I said, "I never heard of it." The first time I went in, fixed the sandwich and put it.
My daughter just started eating these.
That's nuts. Because I've heard that it's a good thing, but I've never tried it.
I tried it.
Have you?
Yeah, I used to.
Is it good?
It's cool.
And if you're saying it's just cool,
I do it every now and then, once every few years.
Okay. No, I've heard that it was cool, but I ain't never tried it.
She loves it.
Fried?
She just put the bread with the peanut butter and then put the banana slices on it, and she go crazy.
Okay.
It on the tray and brought it back. That wasn't right. His father was sitting there, right. And he said, "Mary, I'm going with you and help you, and let's see, maybe both of us can get it right." I said, "Okay." And he said, "Let's toast the bread first." So we toast the bread and then spread the peanut butter on it and sliced the bananas and put on it and put them into the skillet and kept turning them with the spatula.
Oh, they put the butter in there too.
Until they got heated all the way through.
That's like a grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Then I take them and cut them, put them on the platter and taking them back to me. And he said, "Now that's what I want, that's right." And then smile.
Life, but he'll always live because of the fact he was such a beautiful man. I don't care what nobody say. I know Elvis. There are a lot of rumors. Elvis and I sang spiritual together. And he kept me from being number one. I was number one soul and he was number one will. And it took a long time, but it's almost like the two rental cars. It made me try harder. And I love Elvis for it. And we'll always pray for Elvis.
Do you remember? She and her group, they were called the Sweet Inspirations. They also sang for Aretha for many, many years. On most of the, in the 60s, they were on all of Aretha songs. Well, Elvis took a liking to them, and my mom sang with him for many years.
See?
They were very close. I just remember at one point being in a room, and we were all in this room, my mother and the singers, and the usually backstage kind of thing, and he just walks in the room with his mink on, with his glasses on. Oh my God. And he just walks in, he says something, and everybody just, you don't say anything, you just look. It was just one of those moments I won't forget as a kid.
Oh,
it wasn't like, "Hi, Mr. Elvis, nice to meet you." You didn't do that. You just sat back and just looked at him.
Amazing.
Amazing to look at.
Yeah.
Just amazing. Wow.
How incredible is that?
She's starstruck.
That Whitney Houston knew Elvis as a kid, was in the same, like all the fans of Elvis wanted to be around him, cried when they got tickets and seen him. And Whitney Houston, one of the biggest icons of this music thing we call music, she was a kid in the room with him. Her mom sung with him, which we mentioned in one of our videos.
She was starstruck.
Yeah, she just said, "I walked in with the mink."
You can't say nothing. He had a mink on, man.
Oh no, he was the best dressed.
I know he had some diamonds on.
Whitney Houston, bro.
And just to be his presence was
Tell
awesome.
me about that.
There she is,
When they
Sissy.
first
Yeah.
called, the girl said, Elvis Presley. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? I said, hey, it's a good, and it's a good one. So we went, and when we got there, it was nothing like what we might have thought, because it was just wonderful. It was really wonderful. He was into gospel. So every once in a while when we finished rehearsing with him, we just sing gospel, all of us, And we just had a good time. Good money and good pay and it was nice atmosphere. And we didn't go around with him as his friends. We worked for him. So we saw him at work or at rehearsals. So I don't know what he did in between, nor did I care. I just doing what I was supposed to do, and we were.
Nobody who worked with him or knew him had anything bad to say. I'll say it again. Elvis was the man. Like I'm tired of we got to stop the disrespect when we weren't there or didn't know. But the people who were with him are telling you how good of a guy he was.
Only time I hear something bad about him is the people that didn't know him.
Right, rumors and TMZ,
Didn't know him
TMZ rumors and
Didn't know him from a can of paint.
right now Sissy Houston's a very protective.
Look, she's sitting right there with him.
And she loved him, and she don't have no problem talking shit.
Bro, in part one said, man, he was great.
And Sissy Houston don't got no, like I said, she has no problem with telling the truth. But yeah, she loved him. Like,
Man.
great pay, got paid what she thought she was worth. Man, let's go.
The Sweet Inspirations.
Sweet Inspiration was her name? What a name.
Times we've talked on television and had interview situations, I've never asked you about Elvis. What you want to know? When did that all start?
He met Elvis?
Love for Elvis began.
He teases me about Elvis all the time.
But
And
never
says-
on the air. Never.
No, when he says like, if Elvis was alive now, he said, man, you wouldn't even hang out with Elvis. I said, yes, I wish it, man. Elvis would be in the lobby of your house like, so man, is Eddie there? And I would be in the room. Hey, what's going on, man? You told me to come over. Oh, I know what's going on. All right. But when I was a kid, see, Elvis Presley to me, it's his presence, I think it is. I don't think anyone in this business has had as much presence as Elvis. I don't think anyone's had as strong a presence. I think there have been entertainers. I think Michael Jackson's the only entertainer who's ever been more
He's the
famous
closest
than him.
one.
But I think
More
Elvis
famous,
has
he said.
more presence. Like when Elvis walked in the room, everybody just looked at Elvis. When he's on the screen, you looked at Elvis. He just had this thing about him. And he was going through all this stuff with drugs and all this craziness, but on screen and on stage, he always looked like he was in control. And that's amazing because there was this war going on inside this guy. And I'm just fascinated.
Because
That interview was absolutely amazing. We talking about Eddie Murphy.
I never even heard him get that deep
Me
into
neither.
something.
And he asked him about Elvis, which is completely crazy in itself.
He
But
didn't laugh or smile during that
No, like-
explanation.
But that's the thing about Elvis that I'm learning now, that it's so many black people that loved him as opposed to the people who didn't love him. Like, he had a lot of black fans.
I don't understand how.
I don't even, I really don't understand it, but like, just Eddie Murphy saying that, he's a fan. We talking to Whitney Houston, part 1, 50 Cent, part 1, the Mafia.
Chuck D, everybody.
Chuck D didn't like him. Chuck D didn't like him.
Chuck D didn't, but yeah.
But it's just like, he had a lot of black fans, and he obviously was doing something right. He was doing something right.
Heck yeah, he was.
The black community obviously felt that we shouldn't be doing it. So Ebony Magazine, in fact, called us and wanted to know, we got a lot, why are you singing with Elvis Presley? you know, why not? and sometimes we get shot back with, well, you know what he said about black people. Yeah, I heard that story too. But I also heard one he said about Mexican people. It's the same story. What he said about the story is, Elvis Presley said, all a black person, I'm using that, can do for me is shine my shoes. Mexicans have the story. All a Mexican can do for me is shine my shoes. That's also attributed to Elvis. Yeah, that's a story, that's a rumor made up by some rock and roll singer who wanted to be where Elvis was, I suppose.
Is that the only? That's the only thing
That's
they're
the only-
going off of.
Even our dad, like everybody keeps talking about that one statement, and the
And
people
there's
who
no
met him
evidence.
said they never have evidence to say it's a rumor.
And that's disgusting.
For your whole description of you and for what they say that's what you're about, to go off
That statement.
one statement anyway.
The same thing you said about Mexicans too.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
like that.
man,
I
this
can't even
is-
go.
this is disgusting.
I could go somewhere else with this, but we'll let this play. But no, I seen someone else try to down someone else for just one statement that they said, and it
Their
could have
whole
been
life.
in a joke. It's just you don't know if it was said, first of all, at all. And if it was said,
Especially
what's the
history.
atmosphere that was said in? But you know,
Context, yeah. Here we man.
What's the context?
Disgusting.
But they've never heard it.
As far as I'm concerned, Elvis treated us royally. And if he said it, I don't care, because there's the things that I've said I don't want anybody repeating.
No, that's where I was going. That's where I was going. We all say
Obviously,
stuff.
You see the irony here. You've got a black man imitating a white man who sounded like a black man.
I respect Elvis for what
What'd he say?
music.
Oh, he's
Elvis was
imitating
going
Elvis,
for
a black
A
man.
lot of folks back there during the time when they wouldn't even, quote unquote, play the music on the radio. So this is a tribute to Elvis.
At first, yes.
Yeah,
A lot
they
of
said he's
people
playing
did.
black music. He's a white guy.
Yeah, but see,
playing
at
black
first he
music.
was playing more like rockabilly. He wasn't
Yeah.
really getting into the things that he started to do later. But when he started to do that, then he started turning heads, including mine.
Yeah, it did. So
Yes.
what did you see then?
I
After
saw
he
that
became,
he had everything. The looks, he had the talent.
he had the
He had
rhythm,
everything.
and the rhythm,
He had
the soul.
he had everything. To me, he had everything. You know, you started looking at the guys, God almighty, he's handsome, he's tall, he looks good, he can sing, he can play.
How tall was Elvis?
Women.
Well, I
never
didn't
looked at him as
see,
being tall. How
you know,
tall
I didn't
was
see
he?
women disliking him, but he was just,
At least probably 6
and I
feet,
didn't see him
maybe.
after them
Yeah.
either.
No, he said
But
tall.
I guess had I been handsome like that, I probably would have.
Black cats, keep away from me. Take my advice. Go shinny up a tree.
If you're watching this, tell us what movies this from, please, because I want to watch this.
The hardest kind of love you'll find. I ain't lying.
Oh yeah, he's taller than everybody.
Got the bluest kind of blue.
In the 60s and early 70s, when tensions between blacks and whites were at an all-time high, Elvis demonstrated his desire for racial reconciliation in the musicians that he chose and the treatment they received.
He believed that he had a certain connection with God, not so much more than anybody else did, but in his search, he was trying to get close to God. So he felt that by helping others, maybe that was his mission.
It's different than other kids I grew up with. I'd hang around parts of Tupelo my folks never even knew about. If Mama had known where I was half the time, I would have caught hell for it.
He said I hung around parts of Tupelo that my mom didn't even know where I was at. If they knew where I was at the time, that'd have been a problem. Man, this guy right here, he's something else, man. He's something else.
Yeah, he is.
This friend of mine used to take me across town to an area called Shake Rag. And that was when I first heard the blues.
This is the house that Elvis bought for me. He bought it in 1974.
He bought a house
He
for her?
came and picked the house out for me. And I liked it, and he liked it. So he said, well, Mary, this is your house, if you like it. I told him I loved it. It was really nice.
There must be lights burning brighter somewhere. Got to be birds flying higher in a sky more blue. If I can dream of a better land.
Rewind that part.
He
had a black barber? Did you see that?
Nah, I was dancing.
Watch.
Got to be birds flying higher
That
in a
Jackie?
sky
Who is it?
more blue. If I can dream
He had a black
of
barber,
a better
bro.
land where all my
Man,
brothers
you can't
walk
tell me this.
hand in hand. Tell me why, oh why can't my dream come true?
Man, what do you think?
Let's talk about this for a quick second.
What do you think, man?
Listen, this is part 2. I watched part 1, and everybody that came in contact with him say the same thing. He treated them like equals. He bought houses for people, put people on into the industry.
Good money, good pay.
Had a whole good money. She said the pay was good.
I mean, I don't.
We gotta. Elvis is much more than I thought he was. That's what I'm saying. He's much more than I thought he was, because we grew up thinking something else, and now I know that he was different than what we thought he was. And if you can't fake being around that many black people and doing that much for black people, if you don't want to, because you didn't have to at that time, and could have still been successful.
And
He didn't have to do none of this.
It was natural, man.
It's natural, bro. So I really respect the man, and it's
Whole
gonna
new respect, man.
whole
I
new respect. And I'm loving the music,
Love the music. Respect the man. I'll never, ever say a bad word about Elvis like I used to before doing these reactions, because I was just following Pops.
This is why we do this. Yeah, I'm telling you, y'all teaching us a lot. But props and rest in peace to that man.
Rest in peace, Elvis, man. Thank y'all for
Great
watching.
heart. He had a
man.
great heart.
Yeah, great heart, man. He's a humanitarian. But thank y'all for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell. Leave us any requests,
Share
any
it to your
suggestions.
friends.
Share it
Like
as
our
well.
page, share it.
But yeah, man, thank y'all for suggesting this one, and we up out of here.